Well, starting off the MX-5 build a couple of weeks ago, in the unboxing video I asked you guys if you'd like to see some more of these videos, and I got a couple of positive replies to this. So I'm gonna do this on a regular basis. Every time I start a new build, I will just do a quick unboxing video just like this one, go through the kit quickly and then into a bit more detail on every kit part, sprue and extra that the kit comes with. So let's just start from the bottom and move our way up towards the rest of the car. It has a sort of chassis, same look as the Audi R8, as the base car is pretty much the same. They share the same engine with a couple more tweaks, so this will also look quite similar. It is really nicely detailed, and with some paint it can look super realistic. The engine, on the other hand, it doesn't really lack any detail, but the main engine part here on the left looks a bit numb and not that detailed, while the ones on the right here look very detailed and very accurate, as far as I can see from some pictures and these parts obviously, but nothing to be bothered with, as most of it will be hidden behind these engine covers and the main back part of the body. So as long as the top looks good, I'm all good with it. So moving on to this next sprue, it has some more chassis components, just some regular black plastic and two styles of engine covers. One with the glass style and the other just with the louvers. I'm going to go with the louvered one as I like the look of that a lot more. Moving along with the next sprue, this has some more of the grills for on and around the body and some interior pieces and the engine cover and the rest of the engine bay finishing, plus also the rear bumper or diffuser part of the rear bumper, which will be a nightmare to do, as I kind of want to do it all in carbon fiber along with this engine cover, but I don't think I will end up doing it, as it's just a lot of work, and without it, it will look pretty much just as good. So as you can see with the engine cover and all the other visible parts, the detailing is spot on. It looks really accurate and doesn't seem to be missing any of the main details whatsoever. So with a bit of painting, some imagination and some patience, you can make this into a really good looking interior without having to add much except for some time, paint and patience. The same goes with the rest of the interior parts. It even has a headliner, and the seat backing between the engine and the backs of the seats is also very detailed. And then these front seats are a bit of a letdown. They look good, the detail is there, but they are in two pieces, and I think this could have been done in one. Not a really big deal, just glue them together and move on. Just some various chrome bits. I don't really remember the real car having this much chrome, but when building it, it will all get its place and probably explain why it's chrome. And if it doesn't explain it, I will just remove the chrome and move on to the next piece. Now these clear parts, you can see the main part for the engine cover and also some masks to do all the black surrounding around it, making it a lot easier. The taillights and indicators are pre-colored from the factory, so that's a plus point. And now the weirdest quirk of this kit, it comes with 4 sets of wheels. As you can see, it's pretty much 2 of the same, but then one in a chrome color and the other in a regular silver. Now, I don't really know why they added these chrome ones to the overseas edition, but I think they thought it would give something extra. The only thing I think it gives extra is some more on top of the price for this kit, as I personally don't really think most people will go with any of the chrome wheels, just choose one of the stock wheels. Now, these wheels also need to be wrapped in some tires. They have 2 for the front, 2 for the rear in some different widths, and also some poly caps to make them still usable and turnable when you put them together with the kit. For the final couple of sprues, we move on to some body parts. Now, this has the engine cover, or at least part of it, which you choose one of the two, the one with the clear parts and the one with the louvers. It has the mirrors, which contain 2 pieces per mirror, which I think is a bit of a hassle. I have already assembled these mirrors and it took quite some time to have them look even and nice and have them in a correct position. But that doesn't really matter as it is fixed now, but it does take some time. The front and rear bumper are separate from the main body. The front bumper can be glued on prior to paint. The rear one cannot, sadly, but everything is fixable, so no big deal there. Just glue the front one on and paint the rear one separate, and just be careful when gluing that onto the rest of the body. Speaking of the body, of course, let's show that as well. It has a couple of pieces to strengthen the body while shipping. You just need to cut those out and just clean it up a bit. No big deal there. And a good thing from Aoshima to add, as a lot of these bodies get crushed while shipping with these small tiny A-pillars being really weak. So this is a good point from them. All the panel lines are a bit shallow, so they will need some work prior to painting, especially those door handles. They are really shallow and need a lot of work. It's a complicated shape, so take your time and be patient. Other than that, just a great body and great detail added to it with not a lot of work needed to be done to it. Of course, the decal sheet is nice and crisp, nothing to add there, just looks good. So for the final bit, I just assembled some of the body pieces and put them together with the body and held them in place with some tape. These side skirts are also 2 parts, so you need to fix a seam between those 2 parts. If you do that before paint, if you do that after paint, then just don't bother with it. But I'm going to glue them together with the body before paint and fix that seam so it won't be seen after paint and looks like one piece. The rear spoiler is removable. I'm going to paint it in a different color, so I'm going to keep it separate. These 2 side pieces can also be glued in prior to painting, but it will be a lot harder to get into those vents deeply to get them all fully covered in paint and look even, so I just suggest to keep them out and paint them separately.